welcome to the show, by the way. It's Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. Nice to see you. Give a thumbs up. I'm trying to reset. I'm learning how to reset. And thank you to our new patrons, patreon.com/Hal Sparks. Thank you for the new subscribers. We're blowing our numbers up. Interestingly enough, our numbers and our viewership stays pretty closely aligned instead of these weird channels with like 6 million that only have like 225,000 watches. And even those are dubious, I would say. Ours are pretty well matched to be real people. So thanks for being here and thanks for being real. That said, there is a Republican House member who repeatedly voted present for Kevin McCarthy because it's Christmas. Because she wanted to give him a present. And that present it was a box that didn't say yes in it or no in it. It was just a box wrapped up. And yay, Francie, thank you. Kendo, thank you so much for the gifted subs. And you too, Cheryl. Oh, you guys are awesome. Good grief. This is lovely. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the support. It means a lot. Sometimes Twitch starts to die off and it worries me. So it means a lot. Thank you very much. And also, folks on our the YouTube-ish side of things as well. Thank you for the super chats today, and I'll get to those as we go on. And there's always credits at the end of the show. You should stay for the credits. It's a good time. Anyways, all right. Now, there is one of the House members has been voting present. She broke with McCarthy today and voted for him. And her name is Victoria Spartz. Not Sparks, which is my name. Spartz. 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 Now, little known fact, same derivation name. That's an Ellis Island spelling thing. Sparks and Spartz, that's an accent issue. Somebody coming through Ellis Island writing something down and they just wrote down what it sounded like. And so we're probably related a pitch back. It's possible. But 14 GOP reps elect flip vote for McCarthy. Dun, dun, dun. Today was the first day he beat Hakeem Jeffries, which is hilarious. Now, she's going to tell us why, though. Why did she go from present to yes? From maybe, I don't know, I'm here. From hello to hello.
Joining us from the floor.
We do. Congresswoman-elect Victoria Spartz of Indiana is with us.
Oh, yes, that's true. She's not a congresswoman. She's a congresswoman-elect, because everybody is.
Congresswoman-elect, thanks for joining us. You had been voting present for the last number of rounds. You changed that vote to Andy McCarthy. What prompted you? You had said that you weren't going to engage.
To Andy McCarthy? Wait a minute. She's confused right now. I don't know. That's a big smile.
Engaged with this nonsense that was happening on the floor of voting and voting and voting and not getting to a conclusion. What caused you to change your mind from voting present back to voting for McCarthy?
I believe, working in a tight majority in governing will be important for us to be at the table and have conversations. So I was very happy.
Conversations, whatever. I was very happy to be placed here by the KGB in a role where I can just tomorrow or later tonight, I will go back to voting present because a chaos agent is my job. And taking names and ass is my game.
Happy to see that both sides, in a good faith, we're going to.
Yes, in good faith.
Go back to the table. Don't look at grievances and figure out a path forward. There were some legitimate concerns that needed to be addressed, and we need to make sure that we can deliver what we promised to the American people.
Yeah, honest to God, this woman sounds like she should be on the Russian Channel 1.
I'm happy to see that positive change of tone and having a conversation. We're not there yet, but it was very good change of tone, and that will make our conference much stronger, and it will make us as a Republicans much stronger to be able to reconcile differences now so we can govern as a
Yeah, do it now rather than 6 months ago when we could have worked this shit out.
unit. So I was happy to see.
She from Ukraine? Yeah.
See that we have some work to do, but we made a lot of positive change, and I was glad to see that happening.
Congresswoman-elect, do you know what brought around your other colleague?
Your own vote. You almost said, well, do you know what made you change your mind? Was it a thought?
Specifically?
Well, I think, there were some changes in, in the rules that, were done by Speaker Pelosi that existed for over 100 years. And we are not dictatorship. We are freedom, loving people, independent people, and we are not going to have queens and kings. And Speaker Pelosi wanted to be a queen. Republicans are not going
Well, she kind of was. She was kind of a yes queen kind of thing.
to be suppressed. We need to make sure that the institution is reformed.
Yeah, she does not sound Scottish. That's true.
And we bring more democratic mechanism. I think Democrats should like that too. And we shouldn't be afraid to have actually everyone express.
Hi, silly. Listen, it was never an issue before, and it was increasingly getting to be a problem that you would need, half of your caucus, a quarter of the House to come and put a vote together to change the speaker. Because if 5 can do it, it's a fucking recipe for chaos. If 1 can do it, you're done. You're just done. Because everybody has to be present for the speaker vote, and if they have the ability to call for one, they can snap back anybody to Washington, even when you're away dealing with constituent issues or whatever the fuck, anytime they want. George Santos can go to the floor and say, I move for a vote on the speaker, and he might win again because the votes are there, but he can fucking do it anytime he wants to. It's the stupidest waste of time.
And voice, because we represent the same amount of people. It is very important. Our institution has very low approval rating for a reason, because we're not
Yes, because of how your side runs.
delivering and bickering and playing politics and show and not giving people a voice. I think that it was very good, a positive change. We also have a processes where we actually have uncontrolled spending, and this is the most important function.
Well, no, you don't have uncontrolled spending. You have controlled spending. It was literally controlled. It went through budgetary committees. Everybody signed off on the amount. They went back and forth a couple of times. It went to the Senate. It came back to the House. It got signed off on. That's a certain level of control. It's not uncontrolled. Uncontrolled would look very different.
This institution needs to do, and we need to make sure that we as an institution have an ability to have rules that allow us to be able to stop some crazy things that could happen. And it's been happening.
Yeah, your own party can't stop crazy things from happening. Your party is, if I may, a crazy thing.
A lot of people were not able to do it. Even Kevin McCarthy, when he was in the minority, he was not able to stop some members to collaborating with the other side and pass some terrible legislation.
Yeah, nobody can do that, stupid. That's the freedom part.
I think that is a very positive move, and I think these principled people stood the ground, but were willing to work and compromise, and I think for the good.
Yeah, if you missed that, one of the things she thinks is most representative of freedom is that the party in power that squeaked by with 4 votes that gave them the majority can dictate who can collaborate on bills, and if you go to the other side and work across the aisle and create a bill and bring it to the Rules Committee, they can just shut it down for being bipartisan. That's it. Just for breaking with the Republican tribe. That's all they need.
Good of the country, we are willing to have a speaker, but we need to reconcile some differences, and it's okay. It's very productive.
Congresswoman-elect, no matter how you cut it, McCarthy still needs 3 more votes if he hopes to become speaker. If Ken Buck comes back, he's going to need 4 more votes, but Buck's a McCarthy vote, so he really needs 3 more. He either gets it because some of the ones who voted for other candidates flip, or maybe more Democrats like Trone don't vote, he could get to the magic number. But how?
By the way, Trone came back and voted.
How do you get those 3 votes? A very knowledgeable Republican strategist tells me that he believes that McCarthy will work on people like Andy Harris, Andy Biggs, and Eli Crane to try to woo them over. How does he get the 3 votes outstanding between now and Gosh
don't
knows.
know,
Whenever the ultimate vote is taken.
I think the only way how any leaders should do, meet with people one-on-one and talk with them, discuss concern, and figure out how he can get them on board. Because that's not the first and not the last.
Wait a minute. He should have a conversation with them, talk with them, and figure out a way. I'm trying to get this straight in my head, and figure out a way to get them on board. That's amazing. Has anybody presented this to Kevin McCarthy as a strategy? Do you have any crayons? Maybe you could introduce this concept to him. I don't know that he's tried it. So again, you get the people that you're trying to make a deal with. You get them you get together with them. You listen to them and see what they want, and then you try to reach an agreement. That's wild. That is some wild stuff. And nobody in the last 4 days, that didn't occur to anybody to try that. Oh, they did. Oh, they've been doing it for a while. I see. Well, I guess then, yeah, back to the drawing board.
Last time he'll have to do it, and if he wants to lead the conferences, he needs to figure out how to do it. And I think, there is a lot.
That's true. If he wants to lead the conference as a speaker, he should learn how to lead the conference as a speaker. Which apparently is happening. We're watching him learn it as we go.
A lot of support. There are a lot of good people there, and I think he needs to work personally with them and figure out how to get the board, because they're good people. We have a lot of good people, and they want to make sure that we do good for our country, but we need to address concerns, and I think he'll be working on that. We made progress, and I think we can get it done, and I can tell you we will have.
This is starting to sound like sports talk. This is starting to sound like, well, the important thing is we move the ball down the field. We had some good pickups, but we dropped the ball occasionally, and hopefully we're just going to bring it together and try to, because it's not a one-man thing out there. Everybody's working together, and if we all pull the same way, we'll end up in the end zone, and that's what I'm hoping for.
A Republican speaker. Sometimes we have.
I'm not wrong. That's exactly what most of these assholes sound like.
To go through some pain.
It's locker room talk.
But pain makes us only tougher and stronger. So it's not. It's actually good for us, and it's good for people to get together and actually listen to each other. We have.
How's that going?
We don't even talk to each other. We've never been in the chamber together. And for the American people to learn processes, it's like a good civics lesson too. So it's good.
Congresswoman.
So it's good. It's good that they get together and they see them go whisper to each other and not hear what they're saying, and then someone changes their vote. And then it's good when they get into a room and no one is there but pizza, unless, of course, is bugged, and comes out with a change of mind or not change of mind. It's like civics. It's like a Honda Civic that is on fire and careening off a bridge towards a raging river.
Let you go. Do you know if this is going to roll into a 13th vote? Is that happening shortly? Have you been told anything?
Well, we'll see where it's going. I think, we'll discuss, and it depends what both sides to do. I think there is more time.
Yeah, I think the important thing is in the second half, we're going to have to bring, the game that we have and not play the game that they want us to play. And we got to take it by our own like strategy. And again, we're just growing as a team, and I feel like we can all work together, and, eventually we'll bring it together. And that's the kind of thing we're going to need to win. I'm like, seriously.
Needs to happen, and how people want to handle it, we'll decide. So thank you.
Yeah. Yes. So we'll see what happens and what people want to decide, and then we'll see what happens. Yes, I guess technically that is true. And at night it will get dark, and in the morning sun will come. And if we are out in it, we perhaps will have to squint some or put on sunglasses. If not, we stay inside, out away from windows, and the light is very palatable. But again, if you never get out of bed, then keep covers over your head is just like nighttime.
We appreciate you joining us.
Victoria Spartz, good to be with you. Thank you.
Spartz.
I'm Steve Doocy.
Yes, you are, and I'm sorry for you. I can't help you, buddy. You're fucked. Sorry, that's the end of it.